So in today's Nutrition Thursday, we want to share with you the amazing health benefits of genetically modified organisms. So stay tuned. Hey, I'm Nathan Crane.
I'm Derek Crane.
And we bring you programs, products, and inspiration about healthy living,
fitness training,
and creating an amazing life. And today we want to talk about GMOs. So if you haven't heard of GMOs, well, it stands for genetically modified organisms. And our friends over at Monsanto, I mean, they are the leaders in this. We should give them a big round of applause because they're bringing science to the forefront by genetically modifying pretty much every living thing. So what are GMOs? The background of GMOs are pretty simple, really. They go into a laboratory, they take the DNA or the cells or the genes out of maybe a fish or a plant or something living or dead, and then they put it into something else like corn or soy or something else, and then they sell it to us to create health benefits, right? Sounds amazing, doesn't it? Well, you might ask, why do they do this? Well, they do it for one main reason, right? They do it so that the plant can become resistant to their chemical. The chemical is supposed to be good for us, right? The chemical is called glyphosate, and they spray the plants like crazy, the corn, the almonds, the soy, the pineapples, with massive amounts of glyphosate. Why? To kill all of the bugs that want to eat those plants. And so the genes that they put in the plants make the plant resistant to the chemicals so they can keep growing those plants and making billions of dollars. What's wrong with that, right? Then we eat the plants that, number one, maybe have some fish cells inside of them, right? Nothing wrong with that. And then it's sprayed with massive amounts of glyphosate, so this chemical that's killing bugs and insects, then we eat it. Nothing wrong with that, right? And then they do tests to see, rats and different animals eating these plants that, they get tumors and cancer and things like that. But they say it has nothing to do with the plants or the GMOs or the glyphosate because they're paying off politicians with billions of dollars to keep the corporation running and filling their pockets with lots of money. So what's wrong with that?
Wait, hold up. So you're telling me that they're taking like something in its perfect form, and then they'll take cells from something else in a laboratory where they're just creating out of who knows what with what, and then they'll put those together and then spray it heavily with chemicals that kill living beings, and then we eat that and we're living beings?
Yeah. Sounds pretty amazing, right?
No.
No? Sounds awesome. What could not be better than that? What could not be safer than that, right? You manipulate nature out of its perfect form into an imperfect form, fill it up with chemicals and nasty stuff that kills things, and then eat it.
Ugh. I don't know about that.
Well, that's what they want us to believe, right? The Dow Chemical Company, DuPont, Monsanto, Bayer, the big chemical producers, the GMO producers, the ones that make Roundup and glyphosate to spray. This is what they've been telling us. They've been paying, lobbyists to write bills in Congress to allow this stuff to be safe. What's really interesting to me is that here in the United States, we are one of the last developed countries that still allows GMO crops. So many other countries have already woken up and said, no, number one, they've never proven that this is safe. Number two, when they do tests and studies, they see all kinds of health detriments. Number three, they said, look, you can't pay us enough money to poison our people with this garbage. Yet here in the United States, millions of people are exposed to GMO crops and eating them every single day. And the reality is, no, they are not healthy for you. If you can prove that they're healthy, do a 10-year study, prove that they're healthier for you than the original pure pristine plant itself, and then be allowed to sell them, great, convince us. But they haven't been able to do that. They've actually doctored the studies, they've hidden them, and they've put millions and millions and hundreds of millions of dollars into the pockets of lobbyists and congressmen and women to allow this to be legalized here in the country. So let's talk about what can you do to prevent GMOs getting into your system, which is actually really, really difficult because it's in the air, the water, it's in the food, it runs off into the rivers when the rains hit the crops, and it goes in the rivers, and then it goes into the ocean. That's why we have the dead parts of the ocean where literally nothing is living, because so much of the farm Water has runoff into the ocean. It's killed all the life there, all the marine life. So it is really hard to avoid it, at least 100%, but you can avoid a lot of it. And also when it's in your system, there's a couple things you can do to flush it out.
And one of the main things that you can do, just as far as the food that you eat, the conventional food, is to switch over to organic.
Right.
That's one thing that's in your hands. And one thing that I love is supply and demand. So if you want to see less GMOs for future generations to come, you can start buying more organic right now. That's something that is in your hands that you can do.
Absolutely. And the next time you see GMO labeling laws come up in your area where they want to get the food labeled GMO, so at least you know if it's been genetically modified or not, support that. Support those bills. Support that in your local area so that at least you have the awareness, right? If these things were truly safe for us, why would the corporations spend millions of dollars to prevent the GMO labeling, right? They say, no, we don't want you to label our food GMO. It's perfectly safe, but we don't want you to label it. Because if you label it, then we're not going to sell as much, right? Well, if it's perfectly safe, wouldn't you want to label it? Because if you said it's better for you, it's healthy, it's fine, label it. Oh, GMO, yeah, I want more GMO. But it's not. That's why they are, putting millions of dollars against GMO labeling. So do whatever you can to support GMO labeling. As Derek said, buy as much organic as you can. Even grow your own organic food as much as you can, or support a local farmer that truly grows 100% organic without using any chemicals or pesticides. And that's really the number one and number two things you can do. The third thing you can do is start taking a product that we take called Biome Medic. And it's a really powerful product. It's a natural capsule that you take that goes in and it binds with the glyphosate and it helps push it out of your system along with other toxins. This was done in a clinical study. It was proven that it works. It's very effective at getting those chemicals out of your body, and it's simple. You can just take 1 or 2 capsules a day and it will remove a lot of the glyphosate that's sprayed onto the plants that you're eating, or in the water that you're drinking, or in the rain as it's even coming down. So, these 3 things you can start doing today that will help prevent and get rid of a lot of these chemicals that are in your system.
So what to take away from today's video is the amazing health benefits of GMOs? Nothing.
There's nothing there. There's nothing positive about it. There's no proof about it whatsoever, but there are things you can do to prevent it. And we'll put a link below in the description about Biome Medic. We'll give you a couple codes you can use because if you buy that, we each make a couple of bucks from it. So use our code so you'll get a $50 discount. We'll make a couple of dollars when you buy that product. But most important of all, you are taking control of your health. You are telling the corporations what you want. You want organic, you want healthy, clean, pure food, and you're taking action every day to help move all of us forward towards a better, healthier, more sustainable planet. So, as always, appreciate you tuning in. Love to hear your thoughts below this video. Share it with someone that you know needs to hear more about GMOs, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Appreciate you. Thank you. See you in the next video.
Take care. The amazing health benefits of GMOs.
Might as well get that paper towel.
It's got GMO in it.
Everyone does. We've learned how to take the cells of paper towels and transform them.
And put them into your cheeseburgers.
Cheeseburgers.
Okay. The amazing health benefits of genetically modified organisms. So stay tuned.